Welcome back everyone. You're watching the training week from November 3rd and 10th. We're gonna do 2 in 1 week because right after the World Champs arrival I did not do too much in my first week back, and as you could tell by the weekly focus, it was just to get back into the swing of things. But we had a massive highlight by the end of this week. It's gonna be a longer video, so settle in with a lot of exciting things. Intro. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Misha and here I share my love for gymnastics. You can watch literally every single turn I take on the equipment in the last 5 years or so, including all the competitions that I've done, whether they're domestic or international. So we started things pretty slow after the week or so of rest post World Championships, and pretty much now I'm just making the new trajectory for the future. Which direction do I want to push my gymnastics for the following year, for the World Cups near March? What kind of routines do I want to do, and how do I start building towards those goals? So we have a lot to cover today. That stoop half was banging, fam. Releases, we're just tapping. First day back to releases, not gonna go for the catch, and getting used to that Gym Nova bar, which doesn't seem to bounce me as much as the Spieth bar over hard. Now this training week you're gonna see, fam, you're gonna see me touch the bar on a straight full twisting Gaylord, a laid out Koudinov. I sent the first one on the Saturday, and my concern was, at 34, do I still have the raw power to clear the bar in more or less of a laid out position? And I did have enough power, because I did it. There was probably a few weeks, maybe a month, where I was trying to get it, and most of you have probably seen the clip where I literally had the bar in my hand. That was 2021, so 4 years ago, so I would have been 30 years old. But 30 from 34 is not the same as 20 to 24. Had I been 10 years younger, you're in your really in your prime physically. So this was my first time going laid out, a bit pikey at the end, and then I decided to try it again and go a little bit earlier so that I could have more height rather than distance, and gave the bar a scrape. So when I saw it, I was like, no way, it's twistable, and I wasn't planning on it, but I went over to the tramp, did a couple of full twist and beach balls, and it's still possible, fam. It's still possible. I was extremely nervous. I had to sit down and settle myself, because this is my capacity right now. Like that is literally all of my aura, all of my energy into one moment is the best way I can describe that skill. And I think I got a bit carried away on the Monday. I did them on Monday and Tuesday, but on Monday I touched the bar. And before we keep going, I just want to say, it does look like it's catchable. It's obviously catchable, but like always, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees. It's extremely difficult. So while I'm in the process of trying to get this dream skill, I'd like everyone just to, don't even talk about it. Don't share it anywhere. Just pray for me. Just keep me in your mind, in your heart, and pray that all goes well. That's all I need. And if we do get the catch, of course I'm going to share it there and then. But for now, let's keep it quiet, fam. Let's keep it quiet. Let's keep it within my 100 views community. So the raw clip of that touch, the cell phone version, is up. I put that up on the Patreon pretty early. Wait, did we already see it, or is it this one? There was the touch. There was the touch, and I almost wasn't expecting it. You see, I was quite surprised. man, I literally can't believe that right off the bat I'm that close to catching it, but not gonna rush. Something like that, fam. If you get thirsty and you try to send it early just for the catch, pardon my language, but serious shit can happen. So nice and slow, no rushing, taking it step by step. So that's that. That's the Koudinov 2 adventures. They've finally begun. Stoop halves, still the focus. Next week you're gonna see me throw a stoop half Coleman, touch the bar. And as you can probably imagine, all of my energy, all of my training is geared right now towards that laid out Koudinov. And if logic serves me right, should be worth a J, right? Because from Coleman to Casina is 2 boxes up. You go from E, F, G. Koudinov is currently a H, so it's going to go H, I, J. Now, even if, because you may have noticed I've piked it around at the end, and what happened to Brody Malone on high bar at Worlds in the qualifications is they didn't pay his Winkler, his full twist and layout Jaeger, because it was too piked. So I can play a bit of a logic game here and say, you know, let's say I submit the skill. Let's say I get it in time to try it for the World Cups. When you submit the paperwork to FIG, you write down the description of the skill. So if I submit it as a piked skill already, then I shouldn't get any deductions for piking, right? Because it's supposed to be piked, and obviously there's no way you can twist in the air during a pike. You have to be straight during the twist. So it's a bit of a tricky one. And so yeah, if I write it down that it's supposed to be piked, it should still be the J value, right? Because you also have Penida, which is a piked Genya over the bar half out. That's in its own separate box still, I believe. So even if I submit it as a piked skill, it should still carry a J difficulty. Might even get that. I'm sure I could catch the layout pretty quick, even though this will probably be counted as a pike with that D pike at the end. But you know, one layout is all I do, because the giant here is like I'm gianting at a crazy level, and that amount of speed is extremely difficult to control. So 2 is the cap. You know, this Saturday I only did 1. I was still a bit exhausted. I'm pushing my strength to 3 days a week now, because I really just want to get this Azarian for next year. So I'm pushing the strength to 3 days a week, and that left me pretty cooked for Friday. So I didn't even train on Friday. Instead, I worked on my fundraiser, and I filmed level 1 through to level 4 P-bar routines. So at the end of this video, you're gonna see I made a little spreadsheet of routines that I've filmed, so you can keep track of it. And my goal is to film all the level 1 through 6 routines, including the bonus routines. I'm also gonna add some specific drills and stretches into the picture, just to make it like a nice, complete package that gymnasts could really get a lot of value from. Croc charms. I've given up on the trade me, fam, and I should have done this long ago. All I had to do was just, if somebody wants to get some charms, some gibbets, they're also called, you can just email me. I'll leave my email down below. You can DM me on Insta. So those 2 options, just DM me which ones you want, how many, and I'll do my best once a week, probably on a Wednesday, to hit the post office and send those out to the people that want them. In terms of costs, I'm thinking we'll just keep it simple with like $10 a charm. At first I thought 15, but I think 15 for 1 is a bit much. So let's keep it simple with $10 a charm, and see if I can just get all of them off my hands sometime soon, and use that cash to get these World Cups going. The profits from the charms I'm gonna share with Coach David, who had my he had the contact that produced the charms. There's the first Makoots, fam, that produced the charms, I think in Taiwan. Logan Bow designed the charms, so he's getting a cut. And of course, since I'm using Courtney McGregor's beam picture for one of the designs, she's gonna get a cut of hers as well. So we're sharing the love around. So if you want to support us and my endeavors to make these World Cups happen, to possibly send the Koudinov 2 at the World Cups, flick it through to my email. I'll leave it down below, which ones you want, how many. I'll also leave pictures of each design at the end of this video, so you can, if you're interested, take a look at which ones you like the most, or DM me on Insta. So there's the plugs, as they call them. I got a grift, fam. I got a grift. Most of you might not know that word, but the older people will know. Grifting. You got to do what you got to do to compete. All right. So what else? Peach half coming along pretty well. So started the Makoots up. The peach half only adds 1/10, and then I might give that. You saw me training that giant 3/4. I might give giant Makoots another go as well. There we go. See, I'm trying to put it in a little bit of a sequence. So the full start value, that was a nice Makoots. The full start value with, let's just say, the peach half and the Makoots. So same routine. Makoots replaces a C, so +2, and peach half will just replace the peach for only +1. Really difficult upgrade. So that takes us to a 5/4. If giant Makoots comes into play, we're looking at a 5/7, which is pretty darn high, and that's with just a simple double back pike dismount. So I'm going to continue pursuing the double back full. I haven't actually started it yet, but I'm going to continue pursuing it slowly. But you know, it's fun to have different skills to work on. Otherwise I'm doing the same old thing every single day. It gets a little bit boring. So having different skills to work on is more enjoyable. The 5-1 routine that I went for at Worlds, that could be a good routine for like a qualification round at World Cups. And then if you do well and you make a final, well, you can send it big time after that. Because let's keep in mind that these World Cups are also going to serve as a further qualifier to Commonwealth Games. Oh, another bar touch, fam, and that one looked a little bit more open. So this day I was pretty smashed, pretty gassed, so I only had one in me, and it was a stretch to even do that one. And it's so close. The normal distance is quite a close distance, which is great. The problem there is you can't just, because you're already close enough to the bar, you can't just all of a sudden tap early, because that could take you dangerously close to the bar. So there's a method I have that I'm gonna work on, just to get me like literally a couple of centimeters closer so that I can get the dowel around. But you know, I want to be able to kind of look in the right place, and you know, not just yeet it for one catch, but to actually incorporate it into my training program properly. You know, it's a completely different universe between throwing something once and actually incorporating it consistently into your training program. But fam, those stoop halves, look at that, connecting, fam, connecting. Good times, good times. Slowly gonna try to incorporate the other apps back into the picture. You're gonna see that in the following training weeks. The World Cups planned are looking like, it's not confirmed yet, but it's looking like the Turkey World Cup and the DTB World Cup, which is a team and all-round event. So fam, we might make another all-round comeback. There you go. Keep the growth, the spirit of growth is still alive, you know. To some people it might just be a flip and a twist, but to me it's not just a flip and a twist. The amount of walls that I've had to break through, the amount of technique that I've had to understand, the amount of growth that I've had just to be able to do that skill, you know, it's humongous. it's humongous. It's not just another flip and a twist. And I'm really excited to see if we can make this magic happen, fam. Alright, so near the end of the video, man, I felt weak after Worlds. My record was 9 kilos. When I came back, I could barely do it with no kilos. Just the ordinary bungee without the weight vest. Put in I think there's like a couple, 2 or 3 kgs in there. So slowly but surely we're gonna build our way back up. I feel like if I get to 10, no need to push it beyond that. 10 kgs, I might as well just do it on the rings at that point. So we got the Courtney McGregor charm, or gibbet. Next we have the Logan bow. And then the other one is my one. On my best apparatus, fam, ain't it? Pommel horse, strongest apparatus. And then here you can see the highlighted green sections is the routines that I've already filmed. So you can look forward to that if that's something you're interested in. Thanks for watching, thanks for the support, all the best, and until next time.